LT Rob right here, and now it's time for my very first at home on my own TRT, testosterone replacement therapy injection. I have a prescription for testosterone cypionate. It's an oil-based stuff. It comes in jars of 200 milligrams. It's designed to be injected every 2 weeks. My doctors agreed to let me do it weekly. I feel that this will be better for me and make a more even ride, so to speak, less peaks and valleys. The stuff has a half-life of 8 days. That means 8 days after you inject 100 milligrams, there'll still be 50 milligrams left. Since I do it every 7 days, that means you're going to start stacking it on top of each other. And I guess the point would be, ultimately and eventually, I would reach a certain level. Like, after the first 8 days, I'll have 50 milligrams left of the first shot, but 100 of the other one on top, so I'll be sitting on 150. And another 8 days, I'll have 25 and 50. I'll have 75. I'll throw another 100. I'll be sitting at 175. I could continue this math, but at some point my brain will shut down and I'll begin to drool. I'm not going to go there. The shots are given IM or intramuscular. I have 2 different needles. One to draw the stuff, one to shoot the stuff. It's kind of thick, so you use a bigger needle to suck it out of the jar. But that needle will be a little bit large to jack into your thigh. I was thinking about shaving my bag and going directly into my nads. I mean, why not go right to the source? But I have a feeling that would be excruciating and somewhat ineffective, but might make for an interesting YouTube video, though it would probably be banned. But still, think about it. Anyway, what I'm going to do here is unbag my junk, show you what I got. And no, I didn't mean that. You're disgusting. All this stuff is by prescription, with the exception of the alcohol swabs. Oh, there we go. A Sharps container. You gotta have this for after you use your needles. You can't just throw them in the garbage. I guess you could, but you'd be an a-hole. It's dangerous. It's gonna have biological crap on it, like my blood and stuff. Not to mention the remnants of some test. And if I just chucked it in my garbage can, and for instance, the garbage man, while emptying my trash, stabbed himself with it, he could freaking sue me. So if not being an a-hole isn't enough motivation, and being responsible, how about not getting sued for motivation? Oh, for the collection of medical waste. Think about that term for a minute. Medical waste. Not pretty. See what else I got in my bag of goodies. A bunch of these things. 3cc syringes. 22 gauge. The bigger the number, the smaller the needle is. Kind of counterintuitive. Little diet root beer here. Gonna get up at 4:30 a.m. and hit the gym tomorrow. I'm gonna be jacked up on all kinds of legal juice from my doctor. Just making a freaking pigsty everywhere. There you go. Just everywhere. Hey man, it's my legs. That's where the stuff's gonna go. Right in my thigh. There we go. Not much of a setup. I got a stool with a blanket on top of it and an iPhone propped there. Very professional studio environment. 18 gauge. So this is the draw needle. The other one is the injection needle. Alcohol swabs. That'll be to swab off my leg and swab off the top of the bottle before I pull the stuff out. And I have 200 milligram bottles, but I only do 100 milligrams. It's a divided dose once a week. Right there. Pop this bad boy open. Super tiny. I don't really want to be here. I'd rather be optimally healthy and not have to put synthetic hormones into my body or deal with the inevitable side effects, which can be moobs, man boobs, acne. If you're susceptible to baldness, it can accelerate it. And as you can see from the size of my forehead, this might get ugly. Also, your nads can shrink and get completely shut down. In fact, basically, it's going to shut me down. My natural production of testosterone, which is already incredibly low, is going to be eliminated now. You know, that means I'll be on this crap probably the rest of my life. And if you really think about it, it's sort of fucked. But maybe less fucked than where I'm at without it. Because I'm tired of being low T. Okay, here we go. When I was taught how to do this at the doctor's office, they gave me a little pad that you could strap to your leg to kind of, you know, pretend it's part of your leg. They didn't do that shit. They just gave it to me, and I did saline solution into it. Then they had me do my first shot myself right there in the doctor's office. And a couple things you got to watch out for is, well, you don't want to jam it into your bone. I imagine that would be fairly painful. And your inner thigh has your femoral artery. I'm pretty sure you don't want to nick or any other way compromise the integrity of that and like bleed to friggin' death in 2 seconds. But what I did do is I had the good fortune of putting the needle right into one of my nerves in my leg, and it felt really funky and made my thigh like twitch around weirdly and stuff. Very pleasant. It's gonna go right in here on my outer thigh. I'm gonna get ready to prep this shit up. A little more root beer. It's all gone. It's like a controlled substance in a vial and a couple of needles. I sort of feel like a junkie. The only thing missing is an armful of scabs and the gas station bathroom. Kind of scared, but here we go. Yeah. Wipe it down. Shoot some air into it first. Pressurize it. It's not too bad. Then you got to draw up, make sure you don't have blood, because if you do, you have to do it again, because you can't put blood in there, or you can't put it in a vein, you got to put it in a muscle. Feels kind of funky. I gotta be honest, that was shitty. That's it. The prospect of doing this for the rest of my life, I have to admit, is not very pleasant. But what the fuck am I going to do about it? I will continue this series with updates on how it's affecting me, my side effects. No one ever said this shit was easy. Anyway, that's it for this time. Always remember that no matter what, you should never give in. Alright, man.